Puff told Craig Mack if he didn't change management, he wasn't fucking with him no more. You understand? And they had a...
Club told Craig Mott on the off chance that he didn't change the executives he wasn't. __. With him no more you comprehend. And they had a genuinely huge hamburger behind that was quality arrangement, who during a meeting transparently uncovered that scene brushes, regularly known as Puff, was near the precarious edge of a huge clash with Craig Mack because of the board-related issues, assuming you believe it's simply quality arrangement. Hold on until you hear what Craig himself said. Nothing happened, no cash. So I quit recording. I said I won't be a moron. And stay here. And do everything for everyone, and I won't see a single thing from it, obviously. The famous case is that this was the essential driver of the debate among Craig and Diddy purportedly. In addition to the fact that Diddy failed to remunerate him decently, he gave dangers against him. I got 2 or 3 dangers, 2 or 3 passes by in the road, and all the other things to call several dangers. Now there are hypotheses that Craig's straightforwardness about his freedoms could have been the hidden justification for his unfavorable destruction. This disclosure has created a critical shaded area over Diddy by, and by he has reliably introduced the accompanying clarification above all else is there has been pessimistic promulgation put out about me that is false. Without a doubt, Biggie assumed a critical part in moving terrible kid records to hip bounce conspicuousness anyway. It was Craig Mack's platinum hit single Flava in Your Ear alongside the elegant and famous remix and video that at first caught the creative mind of each and every 90s kid watching the crate. This track acquainted us with the thin jug ringing brains, presently known as Puffy, and a then forthcoming rapper named Famous B.I., who conveyed one of the most vital scene-taking highlights in rap history, while Big Deal might have fabricated the underpinning of Terrible Kid. Most would agree that Craig Mack got the land whereupon it was developed this one man to infamous B.I. What's happening, my man? Craig Mack, my establishment. You don't say it's my life here. We, as a whole, need each other to really focus on. And so what was the fate of our unmistakably confronted? __. Holding most loved well, he didn't wind up expelled to the Terrible Kid cellar like another long neglected axe, or spending time in jail for homicide like G-Dap, or recuperating from a pressure-prompted stroke after an excellent burglary conviction like Dark Burglarize. No, Craig Mack followed another very much trampled way out of Terrible Kid, assuming you return as one man called today that I knew insane. And I was one of his fans. He joined the positions of specialists like Moses Michael Levi, previously known as Sparkle Now, a standard Jewish man of honor, a simple Janete Hawkins, previously crackpot, and as of now detained on drug charges, and previous fervent, thriving minister Bricklayer Betha, previously Mace as of now, not a minister who went by the more evil modify inner self-homicide Mace. He said he made a great many dollars. A ton of people don't trust that Craig yet. What truly compelled him join mysterious religion Craig Mack was for sure perhaps the earliest craftsman to deliver music under Terrible Kid records. At first his vocation showed guarantee, yet it at last confronted difficulties. A few cynics contend that his profession was bound for troubles. Right from the beginning, the rise of the famous enormous and Diddy Steady is much of the time referenced as a huge defining moment, albeit the specific justification behind Craig Mack's profession decline stayed a subject of hypothesis. There is no dependable proof to help cases of an endeavored assault on Craig Mack's life, connected with his profession, battles a blockhead, and stay here, and do everything for everyone, and I won't see a single thing from it. Craig Mack confronted continuous difficulties connected with his actual appearance, persevering through harmful remarks and jokes inside the hip jump local area. These affronts, which designated his looks, had negatively affected his prosperity. Strangely, a portion of this enmity can be credited to his apparent job in obstructing Big Deal's profession. It's important that Diddy, who appeared to hold on to pessimistic inclinations toward Craig, didn't step aerobics to help him during this troublesome period, and afterward Puff showed him he resembled Yo. "I'ma show this he believe I'm playing with him." And afterward Craig was excluded from Terrible Kid. Adding to the intricacies of the circumstance, it gave the idea that Biggie likewise had second thoughts about teaming up with Macintosh Craig, while Big Deal and Craig Mack never openly uncovered the specific explanations behind their stressed relationship. Their disparities started a lot of theory inside the hip bounce local area. Craig Mack and Big Deal Smalls are from two different kind of times. One famous case is that maximum hesitance to completely embrace Diddy's vision for a monetarily fruitful rap vocation assumed a critical part in their disunity. Clearly, Mack objected to Diddy's contribution in what he witnessed as ethically sketchy occasions, for example, extreme gatherings, exorbitant drinking, and endeavors to apply command over the specialists. Eventually, Mack's defeat can be connected to his choice to oppose Diddy's impact and bearing inclination lost. And in a tough spot, Mack settled on the choice to head out in different directions from Awful Kid Records. During this period, he communicated worries that there were people effectively plotting against him. Adding to the difficulties he confronted, he said, "I got several dangers, 2 or 3 passes by in the roads." Following his takeoff from the music business, Craig Mack generally vanished from the public eye, with not many TV appearances over the long haul. It became realized that he had dedicated himself to his confidence and was effectively rehearsing his religion. "What is your name, sir?" "I am Craig Mack." "And what did you used to do when you was on the planet Fiendishness Oak? And what are you doing now?" Exemplary nature anyway. Not very many individuals understand what quickly occurred after he left Awful Kid. It gave the idea that Suge Knight perceived that this was his opportunity to subvert Puff Daddy because of their continuous contention with Tupac Shakur, currently in his camp, and a variety of different specialists like MC Hammer marking on Shook, saw a chance to set his strength in the music business. When Craig Mack opened up, Sud contacted MC Hammer and urged him and others to join his side. "I don't have a clue about the complicated subtleties of what they took yet. I realized they went up to the federal authorities one day, and they took a desk work up there to him, so MC Hammer persuaded Sub to sign Craig as the iron was hot." Sadly, a progression of occasions, including Tupac's disastrous demise and Suge Knight's detainment, wrecked the first designs for the name. Regardless of these mishaps, Craig Mack didn't come to the arrangement, however selected another choice religion. "I think about when Puffy had relatively little cash. Let me set up 2 specialists in one set up these 2 financial plans, and we'll get this advancement out." Tragically, he kicked the bucket without getting any pay for the merited music privileges from Diddy. In the wake of confronting analysis and mounting strain, there is presently news that Diddy has settled on the choice to return the music freedoms to the specialists. The rapper and music tycoon who established Awful Kid Records during the 1990s has focused on offering back the Mark's distributing privileges to every one of the specialists and journalists who had worked together with the organization. As per various reports, Brushes is 3 Scene Brushes. It's his complete name. Obviously, he's reassigning the music distributing privileges to specialists who aided make his record. A few terrible kid specialists, including Confidence Evans, Mace the Lox 112, and the famous Biggs Home, have effectively agreed to recover their distributing privileges in spite of getting rewarding extravagant proposals to buy terrible young men. Distributing Brushes has decided to return these privileges to the name's craftsmen and lyricists. This choice is purportedly determined by his obligation to advancing monetary strengthening for specialists, with a specific spotlight on supporting the African American population. Specialists who are supposed to get their distributing freedoms back incorporate the famous largest bequest Evans and Mace. Craig Mack's monetary hardships became apparent when he imparted a meeting to Early Evening Music, which was subsequently shared by Vlad Television. In this interview, Mack depicted a circumstance where an unidentified individual had convinced him to chip away at one more collection. Mack said he consented to the task at a diminished rate for his administrations. Yet as they started the venture, Macintosh had proactively begun recording tracks when the individual startlingly informed him that they could give 33% of the initially settled upon installment, making monetary strain for Macintosh, luckily due Craig Mack's profound energy, so that music and his assurance might see the task to the end. He was able to work with the anonymous person to conquer the monetary difficulties. You don't say, "I think a third again." I think a third again, when we finished the genuine recording of the collection, nothing happened, no cash. They arrived at a reconsidered understanding where Mack would get 33% of the first settled upon installment front and center. It was perceived that the individual would keep making installments as the undertaking advanced, and the last 33% would be given upon the consummation of the collection.